welcome to my channel. In today's video, I will be doing a part 2 of my top favorite winter fragrance series. This is the second part to my top niche winter fragrances. I already posted my part 1. If you haven't had a chance to see that, I will put a link for it in the description box below. Before we get started, if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back, and thank you so much. If you haven't yet subscribed, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and activate that notification bell. Without further ado, let's jump right into this video. I have 10 more niche fragrances here. These are some of my go-to winter niche fragrances. These are ones I have been wearing and will be wearing throughout the winter. The first one I have here is called Sensual Instinct by Montale. This is one of the heaviest fragrances in my collection. This fragrance is the love child of Intense Cafe by Montale and Baccarat Rouge 540 by Maison Francis Kurkdjian. Imagine if you layered those two together. This is the offspring. This is what you would get. It's a very sweet, very seductive, very gourmand, very strong, very potent fragrance. You get the coffee, you get the rose, you get the Baccarat Rouge, you get the best of both worlds in this bottle. This is such a great one for winter. It cuts right through the cold. It keeps me cozy, warm. It's also very sensual. It's addictive. And this is just a beautiful scent and strong enough for those really cold winter days. If you love those two fragrances, I think you will really enjoy this one. Again, this is Sensual Instinct by Montale. The next fragrance I have here is Unknown Pleasures from the House of Kerosene. This fragrance has lemon, Earl Grey tea. This has waffle cone and caramel. This is another potent one. I'm not going to spray because it stays on me all day long. This fragrance doesn't move, it doesn't budge. This is one of those heavy-hitting, long-lasting fragrances that project like crazy. This is insanely beautiful. It's a photorealistic Earl Grey tea with lemon. It feels just like I'm sitting at a cafe and having a hot cup of Earl Grey tea with my lemon, with waffles drizzled with caramel. And it's just so transportive, so photorealistic. And it's just such a cozy, fluffy, comforting scent. It's perfect for the cold days. It's perfect for winter time. I love wearing this when I'm in the house and it's snowing outside. It just keeps me very comforted. It's very cocooning. Just a delicious gourmand fragrance. Again, this is Unknown Pleasures from the House of Kerosene. The next fragrance I have in my lineup is La Capitale from the House of Xerjoff. I love the color of this juice. This one has notes of strawberry, caramel, peach. There's leather in here. There's saffron, amber, and ginger. And amber is also in the chord that comes to mind when I look at this juice. And this is a fruity, sweet amber. It's a touch animalic. The leather doesn't go too animalic or too harsh on this. This is a soft, supple type of leather. It gives this fragrance a depth, a complexity. It grounds this fragrance. It tempers it from becoming too cloyingly sweet and keep it from being too youthful, because it has those fruity notes with the caramel. And caramel can come off a little youthful. This, however, smells more mature because of that leather note. This one has a really good performance. This one cuts through the cold. It wears so nicely in the winter time, in the cold weather. This is great for going out. It smells refined, it's smooth, it's really well done. It's a very delicious gourmand leather experience. I really like this. I'm gonna spray some. This is just so delicious. That whole composition together works. It works so well. La Capitale by Xerjoff. The next fragrance is Mon Parfum by Micallef. This is another stunning gourmand. Let's take a moment to appreciate the bottle, the craftsmanship. These bottles are handcrafted. All of these stones are put on by hand, and the craftsmanship is just beautiful in the Micallef bottles. There's mandarin, there's African orange flower. This also has passion fruit, vanilla, caramel, and patchouli. This is a delicious gourmand with floral touches. Passion fruit is a note that I would typically find in more of those summery tropical fragrances, but this combination here definitely gives it more of a winter vibe, more of a cold weather vibe, because you get that sweet caramel and then that whole composition is toned down by that patchouli. And that patchouli gives it a sexiness. It elevates this fragrance. It keeps this fragrance from being too sweet, too cloying. This composition is so well balanced. I think this is perfect for nights out, for date nights. This is one you want to wear to impress your partner. If you're single, you will draw attention of others. This is a very sexy and unique type of scent. This is a very refined and elevated fragrance. It smells delicious and decadent. This is Mon Parfum by Micallef. This next fragrance is Honey Oud by Montale. This fragrance is a new one to my collection. I have not talked about it here on my channel. This one has notes of honey, cinnamon, oud, amber, Madagascar, vanilla. There's leather, patchouli. This also has some floral touches. I am not going to spray this one because this is another beast mode fragrance like Sensual Instinct. They don't smell anything alike. But the Montale fragrances are infamous for being beast mode, for being super strong. I have to be mindful when using this. The first time I used this, I sprayed each wrist once and then each side once. And it smelled incredible. My husband was like, oh, this smells really good. And later that evening, I said, oh, let me spray this on a little more. And I went a little ham on this. I choked out my husband and my son. They could not stand to be in the same room with me. I had to go take a quick shower, wash this off. While I was taking the shower and scrubbing it off, I can still smell it. I felt so bad for them. That taught me a lesson that I should just use like 4 sprays of this. I'm also mindful about now wearing this inside the house. I have been wearing this one going out. That when I come outside in the cold, it tempers this down a little bit and it cuts right through the cold. The sillage on this is so intoxicating. It's so beautiful if you don't overspray. The key here is not to overdo it. This one should come with a warning label. So this one is warm, it's spicy, sweet. It's a bit animalic from the oud and the honey. Oud is not detectable when sprayed lightly. And of course, the more you go in with this, the more that you will smell the oud. I really get the honey from this. The leather note is blended in really well. This is smooth, delicious smelling. It's intoxicating. It's addictive. I have been enjoying this one so much and I will continue to wear this throughout the winter. When summer comes around, this one will be put away because it's going to be too cloying. I cannot see myself wearing this in the summer, but right now it smells delicious, incredible. Leaves a beautiful sillage, a great projection. People will smell you coming. They will smell you from blocks and blocks away. Your presence will be announced with this. The next fragrance in my lineup is Feve Delicieuse. This one has a ton of notes. There's lavender, there's mint, there's bergamot, there's sour cherry, there are white florals, vanilla, cacao pod. This fragrance is very spicy, it's warm, it's sweet, it's like tonic. And there's a leather note in this, which keeps it from becoming too sweet. The spices also temper down the sweetness. The spices and the sweet notes just work so well together in this fragrance. It smells very warm, very spicy, very elegant. This one is perfect for winter time. This one to me screams winter, cold weather, cozy, cocooning. I love how elegant and refined this is. And this is a delicious, spicy, gourmand fragrance. This is a perfect one for winter time and I love wearing this in the cold weather. This is Feve Delicieuse by Christian Dior. The next fragrance here is Replicas Coffee Break. This is a beautiful, magical coffee scent. You guys may or may not know, I love my coffee fragrances. I love coffee in any shape, way, form. And of course, I love smelling like coffee. This one has lavender and coffee. Tonka bean. This also has a note of milk, so it's very lactonic, it's warm, it's cozy, it's inviting, it's aromatic, a bit spicy, fluffy, comforting, cocooning. This is just what the doctor ordered on those cold, snowy days in the winter time. Well, not really, the doctor didn't order this, but if there was a fragrance doctor, that's what they would order. Truly is like the quintessential cold weather fragrance. I love wearing this when I'm reading a good book. I love wearing this when I'm drinking my coffee. It makes me think of sitting at a cafe and having a lavender coffee. It's so fragrant. It's just so delectable. And again, this is Coffee Break by Maison Margiela. This next fragrance is called Whispers of Seduction from the House of Sillage. This bottle alone just does it for me. I get warmed up looking at this. This is your candy apple marshmallow scent. This has notes of candy apple, this has marshmallow, this has orange blossom, there's vanilla orchid, there's oud, there's patchouli. This is a sweet gourmand. It's woody, it's fruity, it's aromatic, it's sensual. The oud and the patchouli gives this a little bit of an earthiness, tempering the other notes. It never goes fully on oud. I barely detect the oud note. The patchouli in here is not a sharp, strong patchouli. It's not the earthy patchouli. It's all blended to such perfection. This is so smooth, so refined, so elegant, sensual, cozy. It fits the season perfectly. I love wearing this one on date nights or whenever my family and I are going out in the evening time. This cuts through the cold. It smells amazing. It's also very warm and inviting. Again, this is Whispers of Seduction from the House of Sillage. Next fragrance in my lineup is Gris Charnel by BDK. Look at the dent I put into this one. I have had this one since last winter and I absolutely adore this fragrance for the winter time. This has notes of cardamom, fig, black tea, also sandalwood and tonka bean. This is warm, spicy, woody. It's a bit aromatic, comforting, cozy, cocooning. There's something very sexy about this fragrance. Even though there's a tea note and that gives you that comfort of having tea being wrapped up in a cashmere shawl or sweater, this leaves such a sexy scent trail. There's something very sensual about this fragrance. It's slightly sweet, but not too sweet. The vetiver in this keeps it from being too sweet. The fig in here is almost coconutty. Just a warm, aromatic, sensual composition. It's smooth, it's refined, it's absolutely stunning. This is Gris Charnel by BDK. The next fragrance I have here is Ivory Root from the House of Xerjoff. This one I hauled recently. If you want to refer back to my haul, I'm going to put a link to that down below. Ivory Root and me have been inseparable ever since. I've been loving this fragrance so much. This is essentially a spicy sandalwood vanilla. It opens up smelling like allspice. I'm getting some nutmeg, cardamom, maybe a pinch of cinnamon from this. As you know, the notes are vaulted. These are notes that my nose is picking up. It might have more in this. It might not even have these notes, but that's the perception that I'm getting. There's definitely vanilla. I do smell a lot of vanilla. There's sandalwood, it's creamy, it's aromatic, it's cozy, it's comforting. This is a beautiful sandalwood vanilla with those aromatic touches. And this also leaves such an intoxicating scent trail. This smells exotic to me. This is transportive. It takes me to exotic places, exotic markets, and I just love smelling this. I love the way it smells on me. I love the way it smells on my clothes, on my skin. I can't get enough of this one. If you haven't tried this one, I strongly recommend getting your nose in the sample because this is just so good. And I feel like this is another quintessential wintertime fragrance. Again, this is Ivory Root by Xerjoff. And that completes my video for today. Please drop me comments down below letting me know what some of your favorite winter fragrances are. As always, I love hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you back here soon. Take care.